Okay guys, what I got here is I got a 1999 Jeep Cherokee 4.0 liter regular sport Cherokee. Vehicle won't start. I tried to get it to start. It won't start. I was driving it the other day. Made a U-turn. As soon as I was trying to make a U-turn, everything just cut off on me. It will not start. I got one little clip I'd like to show you. This little clip here, I'm gonna show you. This clip goes up here to keep this this piece on up here to keep the fuel injection. What I'm getting at is, I decided that there's a lot of tests to perform to see how, if your fuel pump is going to work. Is it your fuel pump? Is it this? And if it's that and all this, check the electrical part, check this, check that. I'm going to show you an easier way that I think. I've even had people say, spray some starter fluid in there and get it to start. That'll make anything start. So one guy had that way of trying to get it to work. As far as the electrical part, I haven't done much. I just took a fuse over here, and the fuse on the back left side said fuel pump, top left side, and the one beside it said ASD. I didn't know what ASD meant, so I switched the two around, tried to start it, and it didn't do anything. So, and then, I'm going to show you my due diligence. I also took the cap off here where I lost the knob for on the rack, and I pushed this in. When I pushed this in, I did not get a squirt of anything when I pushed it in. It was just as dry as the desert. But I will do it for you again since I got your attention. And I'll just take a key. I gotta find the cap. I lost the cap somewhere, but I'll find that. I'll just take the key here and just do a little thing like that. And when I did that, you heard a little puff, but it was no gas. No gas nowhere. So everything in me is saying, hey, this thing is got some problems. That brings me to my attention of, I got this from Harbor Freight. I could not get these rings off, the ring off, and this is a fuel line and AC quick connect tool. There's some AC lines right there. I don't see what it would apply to this, but I guess it depends on what you drive. So I'm going to try to take this off with this and then try to start it and see if I get anything. Alright, so I got I finally got that piece out with what I told you I was going to pull it out with. Now I'm going to try to start the vehicle, and you guys let me know if any fuel comes out. I know you're saying, well, how am I going to do that? Let me know by your comment section. I can find my key. Alright, y'all ready? Let's see if I can get a look at it from underneath here. Alright, now I really couldn't see that well, but I see enough to know that not a drop of anything came out of there. So to me, I have a bad fuel pump. I know I got a bad fuel pump. I did my little test, and I'm sure it's the fuel pump. And I tried to start it. I took the fuel line off, and I cranked it up, and I didn't get any fuel coming out of this thing right here. So I went and bought a tool. That's the quick connect, and it showed me how to take the tool off. Look into that. Look how to take the pressure hose off of the fuel line. Excuse me. I'm kind of rambling through this really quick because I'm already thinking about how I'm going to get this fuel pump off. So I'm kind of scatterbrained on that. I'm not interested in doing it at all. But my other truck's giving me some problems. So I've disconnected the battery terminal off the post, and I've got some WD-40 I'm going to put on the strap, and I'm going to crawl under here in a second. And that's my other truck. It seems to be the alternator's not charging sometimes, so I clean the terminals, but you know, when you get down to one, you got to get something done, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go up under here, and I'm going to show you all the straps. Now I'm not going to try to attempt to shoot a video up under here like everybody else does it, because it's hard to get a camera under here to see anything, first of all. But I will get it under there enough to show you. You got two straps that should hold this thing up. You got one strap there, and down here you got another strap, and that strap's going up to the wherever it holds this thing on. It's welded to the frame of the vehicle, or just sticking in there like so. So I'm gonna spray some WD-40 on these. I'm gonna crank it down, and then I'm gonna see, because I got a fuel pump coming in the mail via USPS in a couple hours. So I want to get it, put it on, keep it moving. This truck got AC, the other one don't got good AC. You understand? It's summertime, we're in North Carolina, and it's hot as Methuselah out here. Alright? So let me get started. Alright, so what I did was I dropped the gas tank on one side, and I see where they had the line and the electrical part attached here. I don't have any room really to get over there and take that part down, because the gas tank is now down. So unless I put it back up, I have to be able to get over there on the other side to disconnect that. If it wasn't for those hoses on the other side, I probably would have ripped this stuff right off of there, but I didn't know it at the time, the order of putting it up there. But now that all that's done, I didn't know the order of taking it down, which would be probably to loosen those first and then take the gas tank down. But I didn't even see them until I started taking the gas tank down, really. Well, let me take that back. I seen them, but I just went ahead and did it my way. But now I'm gonna try to do it, work backwards and take those hoses off. Alright, so I got the tank down on one side, and now what I want to do is try to take the supply line and the electrical part loose, so I can then go on the other side and take the gas supply line hoses on the other side off, and then I can drop the whole thing. So let's do that and see what happens. Okay, so I got the pump down, and right here I got a jack holding up the vehicle because I couldn't get the pump all the way out. So I got the tank down, and as you can see, there it is. And if I zoom in, I couldn't take the tank all the way out because somebody had put this plug on wrong. The plug underneath the vehicle, right there, it's on backwards. Okay, so I got the tank down, and I got everything just about off. Got these two hoses off here, and they go to the gas tank, and there's the pump in there. And I had ran into a problem where the plug for the electrical part, apparently someone's been here before and placed this fuel pump, and they put the electrical plug on up backwards. So once I took the clip out, I was supposed to have been able to, took a flathead and pushed the clip, I was supposed to have been able to separate the plug, but by it being backwards, it apparently just got itself so stuck because it was a tight space. So I don't want to take a chance and keep playing around with it and then have the electrical not work, and then it's all over with. So I decided to jack it up and do everything in here. So now I'm gonna go analyze how to get this pump off, and then go ahead and get back to it and see what we got. Alright, so I finally got this thing out. Okay, now I have got a piece of, I got this, which is nothing more than a screw with a head on it, and a hammer. I'm just going to give it a little turn until I get it off. Oh, and also, I got a vacuum here. I got a little wet vac, or shop vac, and I use that to blow off everything, because you know what? Pause. I use that to get all the dirt off, so I can spin this thing around without dropping any more stuff in there. Alright, now speaking to my neighbor. Just gotta keep going around. It's kind of annoying getting around this thing, but eventually you'll get there. Okay. Keep slipping off the... Alright, now I can kind of twist it with my hands. At this point. Alright. Now I got this off. Now, well, let me get this vacuum off. Vacuum this off a little bit more before I pull it off. Or wet vac. Alright, now I'm going to carefully lift up on it and pull it up out of there. And there's fuel in there. Let's pour that back in there. Dirty fuel, but it's fuel. I still got my sock on it. surprisingly enough. Alright, let's put this over here to the side. Alrighty then, that's that. Now, whatever little gas I have on the apron, I'll just get that up out of here. And then, okay, so basically here's what I got. I've covered up the outlets and the inlets in the tank, so I can come back to it later on. I don't want it to rain, and any rain get inside the tank. So what I've done is I've covered it up with some gloves and a food line bag, whatever works, and I'm going to put the tank inside of the orifice over there, and the pump, excuse me, inside the orifice over there, whatever you call that thing, and put it all back together. But I don't know how long it's going to be before I put the pump inside the tank and put this in, so I'm just going to put it up underneath, back up underneath my vehicle. Just going to slide this under there just like this. If it happens to rain or anything, I'm good to go because I've covered it up. I hear the air moving. Just don't have a cigarette while you're doing this. You will know something, buddy. Okay. That's under there pretty good. I'll pull it back out from under there when I'm ready. Look at the gloves. That looks crazy, don't it? Alright. So, to be continued. Alright, so what I did was it started raining outside, so I came in and basically I tested the fuel pump after I took it out, and I got my old fuel pump here, and I ran some jumpers. I took a jumper wire and ran it straight to the battery. There's the positive, if you can see, real small. There's the negative, and as soon as I touched the 12-volt battery, it immediately started pumping. I heard a loud noise, not a loud noise, but like a bzzz noise, like it's pumping. You heard the movement in here, but I'm a little disappointed because that lets me know basically that this fuel pump wasn't bad. But at the same time, I went ahead and put a new fuel pump in. To be honest with you, I ain't even put a new strainer in there. I was just, you know, putting in the pump to make sure it's pumping. If you don't have a pump, then you ain't gonna have nothing anyway. So, and the strainer didn't look that bad, so nothing looked really bad in there. It wasn't, the canister wasn't even that dirty, other than, you know, regular wear and tear, because you got a fuel filter in the inline anyway to keep big stuff from getting back into the gas tank anyway. But anyway, unless it's, you know, I even tested the ohms, you know, and the resistance, and that was a clear sign that they were both doing the same thing. Once I put it on, I tested it on 10 ohms, and it went all the way up, and it never dropped down. So they both did the same exact test. So you know, I'll put it in unless it was a glitch or a hang up somewhere or something, you know. At least the good thing is I can rule out that it's the fuel pump. I got my my new fuel pump. I got it from Rock Auto. It's brand new. So I didn't even put all this bullshit in there. I just, you know, I just wanted to see if the pump worked and put the pump back in. And I'm trying to get back on the road ASAP. But now I can rule out the fuel pump. I don't have to worry about, if I can't find it, I don't have to worry about nobody taking it to a shop and somebody trying to bullshit me and say it's the fuel pump. I've already done that. I've already took it out. I've already put the fuel pump in. and you know, I'll try to crank it and see what happens. Next, you know, I'll look into some relays. I'll look into the fuel filter and see what's going on. I should have looked into it first, but I wasn't getting nothing. I mean, it really looked kind of, you know, glim as far as anything going. But hey, if I check the fuel filter and it's completely clogged, it's a good thing. At least I got a new fuel pump too, so I'll let y'all know how it goes. Okay, so I finally got the button off for the distributor cap, and let me zoom in on it so you can see. It's a little bright out here. There you go. Here's a nice shot of it. Now I'm gonna reach around here. Where you at? Okay, reach so y'all can see. Oh, there we go. I'm reaching around here. I'm gonna put the button on and make sure it's lined up. I'm trying to make it so y'all can see, and so I put it on right. So put my gloves on here. There we go. Slipped it on right there. And this is a use button. Blow some of the debris out. And the only reason I'm using the use button is because there it goes. There's the button. It does have a little bit of a arc in it or something, but I mean, but the other button wasn't meant to be destroyed. It was just meant to look at it. And you'll see when I put it up here that this everything just fell apart on me. The wires are too tight in here, and you got the AC lines, you got everything over here in the way, and I just couldn't get it out without it broke. So let me put this on, and we'll see what happens. And that button in there looks a little suspect too, but I will, if it doesn't start now, I will keep in mind to get a $17 rotor and a $10.99 the rotor cap and a $10.99 button. And I tell you, parts are expensive, so you see why I'm doing this, right? The crankcase position sensor.